Welcome to Narasimha Chaturdashi pre-celebration program. This is the day 4 of our pre-celebration program. As you all know, in 2 days is the very grand Narasimha Chaturdashi. And this program is for us to build that mood to celebrate the Narasimha Chaturdashi. And as a part of this program, devotees are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, and presenting the verses and their realization. Today, we have two wonderful devotee families presenting. First, we have Ram Prabhu and Rekha Mataji presenting. Hare Krishna, Rekha Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna devotees, thank you for giving this opportunity to all our congregation and devotees. Om Namo Vyasadevaya Namaha. Om Namo Vyasadevaya Namaha. Om Namo Vyasadevaya Namaha. Om. Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee, born into Asura family, and he was protected by Narada Muni when he was in a mother womb itself. Such a blessed soul, and with the arrangement of the Lord, it happened. I was thinking why Lord picked Prahlad Maharaj's soul only. Prahlad Maharaj had a firm faith in a transcendental Supreme Lord and depends only on Lord energy. Even people who do not have a strong faith, not enough Sukriti, can develop by hearing opulent qualities of Lord, and devotees and meditating on them will give motivation to move further to gain the firm faith. Prahlad Maharaj was not a suddenly happened great devotee. For that, I would like to share his past life, who he was. He used to be called as a Shanku Karna. He used to worship directly Lord Vishnu in Satyaloka. Mata Saraswati Devi and Lord Brahma were preparing daily puja to the Supreme Lord. For managing that puja, divine flowers, fruits, and other related divine materials used to take care by someone that they choose is Shankukarna. Every day after arranging the divine work, he also participates in the daily puja and rituals of the Bhagavan Sri Vishnu. He was given 100% every time. In arranging everything, one morning, Shankukarna completely forgets to arrange the divine and holy Tulasi leaves, and puja was delayed. By Lord Vishnu's order, Brahmaji pretended with anger and gave order to take birth in earthly planet. He took birth in Kayadu womb, who is Ashura's King Ashura's Hiranyakashipu's wife, and who is against to the Lord Vishnu also, and enemy also, strong enemy. Prahlad Maharaj, as a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, faced many difficulties given by his own material father as young and a tender boy. Of course, the Lord won't leave his surrendered souls when they are in the sufferings. He appeared and killed Hiranyakashipu and gave benediction to Prahlada. Before Lord appearance also, many times Prahlada was saved. It's all his unflinching faith on the Supreme Lord. With that, he never felt a fear or anxiety in all situations. He never prayed for his own personal sense gratification or protection of his own life. As a pure devotee, did not keep any business with the Lord and give and take policy, like how the material people like they do. Since he is a pure devotee, he did not keep that kind of business. So after Lord appearance also, Prahlad wanted the Lord to assure him not to take any benedictions for the sake of material desires. Once anyone who tastes the taste of a blissful state in a minute also, they wanted to in that state all the time and serve Lord. That is a pure devotee symptoms, as our acharyas says. The meaning, they don't have any material desires. Lord Narasimha disappeared and stayed as a Saligrama Sila, getting worships by them. The devotees in the Ahobilam in this age also. On the same day, Prahlada Maharaj was installed on the throne for the world by demigods and Sukracharya. Prahlad Maharaj obeyed Lord orders in Satyaloka and as well as in the womb by Narada Muni instructions. And Lord departed time also. He was obeyed as a king, like Lord ordered him to do as a duty as a king in a divine way. And 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 he went back to the Vaikuntha to serve Lord eternally. So he served Lord all the time in different ways. I'm not in the level of Prahlad Maharaj, but I was also saved by the mercy of the Lord. And um, remember, I want to remember His mercy to build my faith and a relation with the Lord all the time in a favorable way. And I would like to give it to the Ram Prabhu. His turn also. He wants to speak on Lord pastimes, and please bless me if and to move forward to the Lord in the Lord service. And please forgive me if I did any mistake, and it's all I'm in ignorance. Only it's not about intentional. Thank you so much, devotees, for joining this program. Thank you, Matajis and Prabhu, and everyone. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity and then instructing us to, read this pastimes. It helps us to get a strengthened and then, understand the Lord. So when I was reading this, the pastimes, the very first thing I say was Hiranyakashipu, he has a great material abilities, but he went in a wrong way to get all the material appearances and mortality. He thought that, he can live forever, but he didn't understand that the God, has his most mystic potencies, he can always take away, and these are temporary. But at the same time, a 5-year-old boy, Prahlad Maharaj, when he is in the womb of Mother Kayadu, he got so much knowledge from his guru, and then he understood what is the material is, and then why, what is the devotion. And then he though he born in a demonic family, but with got a right knowledge from a right guru. So that made me actually that is a guru is how much important role in the life to enlighten us and to give us the knowledge of what is needed. Instead of though you have so much material opulence, but if you do not have a right knowledge, you will be like in Hiranyakashipu. And also the Prahlad Maharaj, when he went through so many obstacles put by his father, he never showed any anger, anything to anyone. He was always kind. Even if they stampede to the elephant and put in a fire, he never showed anything. That kind of a compassion and a kind of um, a treating everyone and being a kind is only through the devotion process we can gain that. We can, if you have any material um, uh, sense gratification, you always want to acquire, you want to be the top, you want to be all, but you never have any compassion, you want to treat everyone. That is only through the devotion, and then that's the devotion practice. So these are the some of the points that I take away. And then also when he is was praying to the Lord, he said, okay, I mean, I even in front of the God, he says, I want to serve you through my guru. How can I leave my service to the guru? So he wants to go through the his his guru. That's one. And another one is he wants to liberate his father. Even he put in so much, but still he has compassionate to his father. And then he said, that the generation, 21 generations of devotees in a family, they all gets liberated. So that is the devotion, that takes us, us to the next step. So these are some of the things that I took care of Prabhu. So another one is he always said, how am I going to, I'm not a qualified, I'm into a family of a demonic born. Though he has gained so much knowledge, but he's still thinks as he's a very ordinary, simple man. So, and then also is all these brahmanas that you practice in all these, they have 12 brahmanic qualifications, but if they are not in the devotion, these are not going to use. So only the pure devotee, is the pure devotional service that helps us to the liberated. So, and it is not dependent on any material activities of the austerity penancy. The devotional service, it is the pure, keep everything in the center and then just surrender it to the God. And then you do not have any sense gratification, and whatever it is, just offer to the God and take it anything as a bless, whether it is a good or bad, it is comes from the God. And then we just, accept it. It is our karma. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for giving an opportunity and then making us to read these pastimes.
Hare Krishna, Ram Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rekha Mataji. Very beautiful presentation, and so nicely you all described the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj in the past life, Prahlad Maharaj, and how he's so compassionate and so much of humility, and how much of importance we should give to a guru, and how only bhakti, pure devotional service, can take us forward. So that was a very beautiful presentation. Thank you very much, Ram Prabhu and Rekha Mataji. Next, we will move to the next wonderful devotees presenting today. Today, we have Kamala Naayana Prabhu and Sarveshwari Mataji presenting. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and Rekha Mataji and Ram Prabhu, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation.
Are you able to see my screen, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
So Hare Krishna devotees, we would like to thank Satyasara Prabhu, Jai Subhatra Mataji and Veena Mataji for giving us this wonderful opportunity. So please forgive us if we make any mistake.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we will offer our prayer to our Guru. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Satchurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna devotees. So I will recite the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, verse 41 to 44. And this Chapter 9 is Prahlad Maharaj pacifies Lord Narasimha Deva with prayers. So, and we share our realization. So, verse 41. Evam swakarma patitam bhavavaitaranyam anyonya janma maranasana bhita bhitam pasyan janam swapara vikraha vaira maitram hanteti parasarabi pruhimuda matya. Verse 42. Konvatrate kila guru bhagavan prayasa uttaranesya bhavasampavalopaheto mudeshu vai mahatanugraha arthabanto kim tena te priyajana nanushevatamna. Verse 43. Vaivot vijay paraturatya vaitaranyas Tvatvirya kayana mahamrutam akna sittaha Soshe tato vimukaseta sa indriyartha maya shukaya bharam utvahato vimudan. Verse 44. Prayena deva munasya mukti kama maunam charanti vijanena parathanishta naitan vihaya kripannan vimumuksha eko nanyam twadasya charanam brahmato nupasye. Translation. My dear Lord Narasimha Deva, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vow of silence, that is Maunavarata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to liberate alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. So therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. So I would like to share my realization. So what this verse says is, saintly persons are very much interested in their own liberation. So they just go to the secluded places and also meditate for their own benefits. So they are not interested in delivering others. So, but if you take Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj, he is not interested in doing meditation or his own liberation. So rather he is very much interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that is the only way for them to become very happy. So Vaishnavas are so compassionate about helping others, and also they wanted to make unfortunate people very fortunate. So Prahlad Maharaj said in this verse, Naivod Vijay Paraduratya Yavaitya Ranyat. So that means, O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. So the pure devotees is never unhappy in any condition of life. So they may even go to hell to liberate the conditioned soul. So for them, whether it is a heavenly planet or a hellish planet, as long as they remain in Krishna consciousness, they are very happy. And also, Satyasara Prabhu was mentioning in one of his class, like Vaishnava is Paradukka Dukki. So they don't have any personal problem, but they are unhappy by seeing others in trouble. So best example is Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj is always compassionate towards sinful persons, suffering a hellish life within this material world. So he was teaching conditioned soul how to surrender unto Krishna. And in this Kali Yuga, if we take, Prabhupada was very compassionate towards others. So when he come to United States, he was very unhappy by seeing conditioned soul. So he changed hippies into happies, and he was happy by seeing others happy. So he was teaching us through his books, like how to reach Supreme Lord or how to go back to Krishna. So true Vaishnavas are very compassionate towards others. So if we take Satyasara Prabhu, he is not preaching alone for his own benefits, but he gives chance for all of us to preach. So, and he also engages us in so many devotional services. So in this way, he is making sure everyone is progressing in spiritual path. And also he is happy when others are happy. So this is my realization about this verse. So now Kannan will continue from here. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Kannan. Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna devotees. In this verse, the 44th verse, Prahlad Maharaj says, Naitan Vikaya Kripanan. So the meaning of this one is, Prahlad Maharaj says, without delivering these fallen souls alone, I am not prepared to go back to home, go back to Godhead. That means Prahlad Maharaj doesn't want to go back to Godhead until he cures all the fallen souls, and he wanted to take all the fallen souls, purify all the fallen souls, and take with him. Also, the word Kripanan is a notable word here. Kripanan means, misers. I will show you this picture. Kripana. Here's the Kripana. Kripanan means, misers. So why they are, all these persons, whoever in this material world, we are hankering after material enjoyment, and we have no interest to understand spiritual life. So sometimes, these people are called those who are not involved in Krishna consciousness and much involved in material attachment. Those people are called Kripana. And on the other hand, if you take these people, Brahmana. So the Kripana is miser and the Brahmana is what? Liberal. Brahmana means liberal. You may wonder why Brahmana is liberal. Because we all have a body, wonderful human body. This human body is, we all know that, only with the help of this human body, we can understand, spiritual, we can develop the spiritual progress. No other living entities can do that. So only with the help of this human body, mind and soul and everything, we can understand Krishna, and we can progress, in the spiritual path, and we will go back to Godhead. So we need to utilize this, body, human body, in the right way. So the Brahmanas, always, Brahmana means what? There are two words, Brahma, Jnana. Brahma means, not the Lord Brahma, here Supreme Lord. Brahma, Jnana. So those who are having knowledge about Supreme Lord, Brahma, so they are called Brahmana. Brahma, Jnana, Brahmana. That's a simple thing. On the other hand, the Kripana is, they are not utilizing their body. They are not utilizing, they don't want to focus on spiritual thing, and they don't want to understand who they are. They are not the body. All those things, they don't care about that. They want to do all the time material enjoyment. That's why, they are not utilizing their body. That's why they are called misers. Even in the material world, we call people, some people, they are misers. What is the meaning of the real misers? They have, enough wealth, but they don't utilize that wealth for their own benefits, and also they won't share with the others also. That's why they are called misers. Exactly like this in the spiritual practice, the Kripanas are same like that. They have the wonderful body. They can utilize this human body to understand Krishna, but they are not utilizing it. They are not using that mind and soul and body for, others to preach or anything. That's why, they are called Kripana or misers. On the other hand, in the same, these people, the Kripana people, so what do we do? Okay, can we leave them like that? Can we progress in the spiritual path and go back to Godhead? No. If we are a real devotee, real Vaishnava, then we should preach them, because they cannot be happy with this material enjoyment. They cannot be liberated. They will simply remain in this material world, accepting one body after another. And whichever the body they accept, it is meant for suffering, not for happiness at all. We are in the Bhagavad Gita, it's clearly said that, Traitapa Yatana. That means, three kinds of material miseries are in this material world: Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Daivika. So all the three kind of miseries, threefold miseries, exist in this material world. So Satyasara Prabhu very clearly explained this. One is, caused by our own bodies, and another one is, caused by other living entities. The third one, Adi Daivika, is caused by the natural calamities. So only the devotee of Krishna, Krishna's devotees only can deliver these Kripana people. So we need to preach them. How do we need to preach them? We need to go to town, village to village, house to house. We need to knock their door and bring them out, and we need to liberate them. We need to teach them about Krishna, and they can, understand Krishna, and they also, liberate from this. In the verse 41, Sridevi recited 41 also. The verse 41, Prahlad Maharaj says, Prahlad Maharaj, a pure Vaishnava, prays to Lord, not only for himself, but for all other suffering living entities. So Prahlad Maharaj is praying for all the suffering entities. He is praying to Krishna, Narasimha Dev, please take these living and purify these souls also. That's the compassion he has towards other living, towards other human beings. So even in this, in Vaishnavas also, there are two classes. What we have seen here is, one is devotee and another one is non-devotee. Even within the devotee, there are two types of Vaishnavas. In the another slides, in the next slide, you will see that, one of them are called Bhajanantis, and the another one is called Gosti Anantis. So the Bhajan Anantis, what is the difference between these two people? Bhajan Anantis, they worship the Lord for their own personal profit. Look at this person. He went to Himalayas. He meditating on Lord, and he is going to go back to Lord. Is he taking anybody else with him? No. He is spiritually advancing and he is going there. But Prahlad Maharaj, our Krishna conscious movement is not for that. We need to preach all other, we need to take all the conditioned souls. Look at the Srila Prabhupada, best example for Gosti Anandis. He is preaching, he made hippies into happies. He saw all the conditioned souls and he was unhappy, and he was preaching and he took everyone. He took everyone with him, and also he, taught many disciples, and now the spiritual masters from the Srila Prabhupada and Siksha Gurus, everyone is preaching and everyone is, working night and day to bring back this, the conditioned souls to Krishna consciousness. So we all can go to Krishna. So we have to do the preaching. Not only we have to advance ourselves, but at the same time we have to preach all the others and take them. How can we preach? We can preach by distributing books. Go for the book distribution and involve in the street Sankirtana, everything. And also I would say the best preaching methodology is, wearing the tilak. Wearing the tilak is, the ultimate way of preaching. I personally felt that once I will finish this, with my personal example. Once I was there in Costco, one 5-year-old boy came in front of me and stood in front of me and looked, staring at my forehead. And his father came to me and he said, I'm sorry, he was looking at you like that. He put you in embarrassing mode. So I'm really sorry. Then he took him away. After 10 minutes, I was in different aisle. The same boy came to me and is staying in front of me. He was looking at me like exactly like that. His father, after a few minutes, he came to me and again, I am sorry. But in this time, he asked, can I know what is this? He was an American. He asked all the questions. Who is that? And I told about Srila Prabhupada and all the things. And he asked me, how can I learn more about this? Do you have any website or anything? I told him that vedabase.com, or asked him to come to the temple. So I don't know whether he came to the temple or not, but I got 2 minutes to preach him about Srila Prabhupada, about Krishna, about anything. So this is what I learned from that. Thank you so much. If I make any mistakes, if I hurt anyone, I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu and Mataji. Very beautiful presentation. So Mataji, you started with very nicely reciting the prayers, and you said about how a saintly person goes himself, gets liberated, but Prahlad Maharaj, pure Vaishnavas, they want everyone else to go with them. They're seeing the suffering of others and they want everyone to go along. And very nicely you shared your realizations. And Prabhu, you gave the differences between a Brahmana and a Kripana, and how we should, a pure Vaishnava will help even a Kripana to take up the path of Krishna consciousness. And you explained the differences between a Bhajananandi and Goshti Anandis. And very nicely you said how Prabhupada came to America and was preaching. And you ended with a very nice example, really heart-touching example. And it's very important for all of us to preach. And Satisara Prabhu is giving us so much of opportunities to do that. So we're very fortunate for that. Thank you very much, Prabhu and Mataji. That was very beautiful presentation. With that, devotees, thank you all very much for joining today. We will meet tomorrow at the same time, 7 o'clock. And tomorrow we have 3 devotee families presenting. So we'll have the program from 7 to 7:45. Request all of you all to join tomorrow. Thank you for joining today. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I think Prabhupada is giving us opportunity to preach. We are just an instrument, small instruments. But Rekha Mataji, very nice class. I expect a little longer class, but it was short, but it was very, very devotional. Thank you. Ram Prabhu, absolutely loved your realizations, Prabhu. I know it came from your heart. You might have spoken just on the fly, but it was really, really good. Thank you, Prabhu. And Sarveshwari Mataji, I'm a big fan of your sloka recitation. It was flawless and it was very devotional. Thank you. And your realizations were very good. Kamala Prabhu, I'm a big fan, Prabhu, of your class. And the icing on the cake is your last personal realization. It was very beautifully you presented that. And it's a takeaway for all of us. So we should wear Vaishnava clothing wherever possible and Vaishnava markings. So that is also preaching. So beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
So every day I wear to my school, Prabhuji, all kids will ask me. If I don't wear one day also, they will ask me.
Yeah.
Hindi and where, what is this? They ask me every day, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji, for doing that.